Stop their EV!
What's the word, ladies and gentlemen? This is Andrew, and today I've probably done like so many takes of this damn thing because all the noise is going on outside. But anyways, I guess we'll be talking about matchmaking in public matches in Dirty Bomb. Not about comp, just because comp is a whole different animal. It's just not enough players in matchmaking in competitive to really talk about it. But in public matches, I can tell that there's really two schools of thought here. One side, right, you have people going, oh god, Dirty Bomb sucks, matchmaking's broken, here's a screenshot of my latest match where I got spawn canned by a bunch of level 40s and 50s, GG, matchmaking sucks, GG, I'm quitting, GG, Dirty Bomb is broken. Yeah, you have those people who post everywhere and really drive home to us that matchmaking's broken, so to speak. And then on the other side of things, you have I would say there's a smaller group of players, but they're all like, you guys just blow ass, learn to get better, this is a competitive game, so Dirty Bomb's competitive, so you just gotta continue to hammer your ass in until you learn from us how to get better, because the only way you learn is by getting your ass hammered, and yeah, just get better. Now you guys may be wondering at this point, you know, where do I stand? What's my point of view on this? Yeah, see, I'm sort of in the middle. I'm sort of a gray area guy, and that's not a cop-out answer. I'm going to explain to you exactly why. Just at least from my own experience, I'm sure everyone's experience is a little different, but from my own experience, there's a bit of truth to both sides. Yes, it does suck when you're level 5, just starting out in the game, and you're getting walloped by a team of level 40s, 50s, and 60s. I've actually run into a group of players, I'm not going to mention them by name, but they it really grinds on my gears when people try to stack teams when they're obviously much better than the opposition. So there's one group I know, they freaking wait and spectate so they can all hop on the same team, and they're all like level 40s, 50s, and 60s, 70s, 80s. They're really high level, and they go against level 5s. I'm like, what the hell? How is that even fun? So, I mean, this is partly why I kind of don't want party matchmaking, but that's a whole nother topic. I just don't like people stacking in matches. It's really lame. It's really boring, actually. It doesn't really do anything for the opposition. On the other hand, though, I do agree is that Dirty Bomb is a very competitive game, right? There is a huge skill ceiling, and the only way to really get better is to kind of play against better players. I can speak from my own experience that since playing a minimum 10 servers, I've gotten a lot better. You know, stomping on level 5s, it doesn't really do much for you as far as getting better as a better player. But there's a duality to that, right? There's sort of a point where, not everyone cares about getting better, not everyone is as competitive, and quite honestly, those people are important too, because for Dirty Bomb to get bigger and more successful as a game as a whole, you have to not alienate all of the regular Joes, because believe it or not, the competitive player base is kind of small, and I don't mean competitive as people who play in leagues even, or tournaments. I'm just talking about people who have a competitive mindset. You know, most people are just average Joes who want to get onto Dirty Bomb, kill a few people, play a few rounds, couple hours, what have you, and sign off. And then the second point, B, is that there's sort of limits to the whole idea of playing against better players. Yes, that is definitely valid that you have to play against better players, but you certainly don't want to drive your very first car at 95 miles an hour. You know, you kind of learn in steps, right? You kind of learn in steps. So I feel like while it is valid that, yes, people do, if they want to get better, they have to play against better players. Yes, they may get their ass stomped a few times, but that's just part of learning. But at the same time, there's sort of limits. You're not really learning anything if you get stomped over and over again by level 70s. And you're level 5, just starting out from the game, you know, I just want to check out Dirty Bomb. Oh god, here I just keep getting shot in the head over and over again. I don't know what's happening, you know? So I guess that's kind of one aspect, right? That's kind of one way I can argue for better matchmaking. Now the flip side of that is when matchmaking is perfect, in my opinion. And by perfect, I mean as good as it can be for a freaking computer algorithm to figure out. In my perfect world, matchmaking will divide A, you know, the players evenly across both teams. So you don't have any 4 versus 6s or anything like that. And B, for the kind of the level balance to be around the same, so that way you don't have like you know, 3 level 50s versus a level 20 and a level 30 and a bunch of sub 10 people, okay? I would hope they divide the 50s evenly, the 40s evenly on both sides, the 30s, you know, one on each side, what have you. That's just kind of my ideal situation. So in that regard, that's kind of as good as you guys can really hope for. I mean, you can't really, I mean, everyone has different, you know, good and bad games. You know, say level 10 performs just as good as level 70 in one game. The computer can't really predict that. Now I've been in many matches where the match is even by this definition. Same number of players, you know, the levels are pretty balanced, but people are still crying that it is unbalanced, okay? That the matchmaking is broken, and I find that a lot of times people complain when they're losing, and that is so infuriating because it's like, look, we just played better than you guys, okay? We have the same number of players, we have similar levels, we just played better than you guys, maybe we're spawn camping you, but hey, you know, honestly, how can Dirty Bomb, the algorithm, really kind of predict this happening, that our level 50 is gonna stop your level 50? This just is normal, okay? Matchmaking, you know, did the best it could do. The game just didn't play out the way you guys wanted to, and you guys are getting stomped. You know, I've had matches where, you know, it's a high level match, and that one level 12 guy is just ripping all the like level 30s, 40s, and 50s, just totally stomping everyone, doing really well, getting a super high score, and carrying their team to victory, and people still complain that matchmaking is broken. I'm like, what? Come on, guys, the level 10 just did really well. What is there else is there to say? I mean, the computer can't predict that this level 10 is gonna stomp all you guys. I mean, how? I don't know, guys. I've had people complain when they get spawn camped because 3 people on their team leave. Okay, how can matchmaking predict that 3 people on your team is gonna leave? When at the start of the match, it was fine. And this isn't an issue of matchmaking. This isn't matchmaking's problem. This is more of, you know, a shitty situation where people just have to leave, or they feel like they have to leave. And it's up to you guys on the team who has more players to switch on over to even things out. You know, do with what you have. My issue is when, you know, this level balance is pretty decent, same number count, and people just still complain because they're losing. Oh my goodness, guys, holy crap, it just drives me up a wall when they're like, oh god, matchmaking is broken. I mean, maybe you're just not playing well today. I'm not saying you're a bad player, I'm just saying oftentimes it's more than just one factor besides matchmaking on why you have a shitty match. Now again, I'm not denying the fact that there are imbalanced matches in Dirty Bomb. That's not what I'm getting at. I'm getting at when it's fine, like as far as it practically could be, you know, don't complain about matchmaking. Yes, complain if it's a really stacked game. That is fine. But when it's an even game, for all intents and purposes, and the match just plays out poorly in your favor, you know, don't blame matchmaking for it. Blame something else. Blame maybe you just didn't revive enough people, or maybe your aim was off, or maybe you have levers. But just not matchmaking, you know? And this sort of ties into my final point here, guys, is that people tend to complain about matchmaking when they're losing. Very rarely have I ever seen a stomp where the winning team complains about matchmaking. I just don't see it. You know, people tend to react more to negative stimulus. So, kind of in conclusion, guys, is if you're winning, if you're stomping another team because A, you know, you have more high levels in your team, or if you are that high level, or B, you know, if you just have more players, try to swap over to the losing team or to the more deficient team. You know, I'm not saying they'll swap over when it's like a minute left in the match. I'm saying like in the beginning, if you notice there's a level difference, a huge level difference because matchmaking couldn't do its job, then at least try to fix it by switching over. You know, if you're a level 65 and you have a level 59 on your team, and you guys just stomping them in the first 2 minutes, maybe it would be good to swap over to that other team that only has level 9s, 10s, and 11s. I mean, who knows? Maybe you'll have a better match out of that. Anyways, guys, that's just sort of my little spiel. Let me know down in the comments of what you guys think. Do you think the complaints of matchmaking are warranted? Are they not warranted? Are people making informed complaints, or are they just kind of complaining because they're losing? What are your opinions? And also, what is your definition of a good balanced match? If you were a computer algorithm that couldn't predict the future, what would you balance matches off of? Would it be score per minute in previous matches? Would it be kill death ratio? Would it be levels? You know, just let me know down in the comments what you guys think. And until next time, guys, I'll see you in the next one.